Are there any further defence witnesses to be called by either of the defence advocates?
Yes, Your Honour.
Yes.
I would like to call our third witness, Miss Dane Carrier.
Thank you. So is Dane Carrier there?
Yes.
Your Honour, may I proceed with the chief examination?
Yes, I think we'll just have witness Dane Carrier sworn first by the court's clerk.
Danny Carrier, please stand up and raise your right hand. Do you promise that the testimony you shall give in the case before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Please sit down. You may proceed.
All right. Thanks, Ms. Carrier. Yes, Madam Defence Advocate.
Thank you, Your Honour. Please give us an introduction about yourself.
Yes, my name is Dane Carrier. I'm 23 years old. I'm currently unemployed, so I'm seeking a job. Most of the time, I am free, so I like to go party, and sometimes I help Elcha Parker with her delivery.
Okay, Miss Dane, tell us, how do you know Miss Elcha?
Well, I'm her partner, and we have been in relationship for 4 years.
So, Miss Dane Carrier, why were you with Miss Elcha Parker on 1st March 2021?
So I was with Elcha, giving her hand with delivery. We had planned to go a party together. So Elcha asked me to help her, so then we could go to party together.
Okay, could you explain what exactly happened on that day?
We were on the way to the third delivery. So when we were stopped by a police, and then she directed us into a checkpoint. We were a bit nervous because neither of us were stopped by police often. I then recognized that police officer is Officer Strait.
Okay, Miss Dane, how did you know Officer Strait?
Senior Officer Strait arrested me before. That's how I know Officer Strait.
So, as you were directed to the checkpoint by Officer Strait, please tell us what happened further at the checkpoint.
When the car was stationary, Officer introduced herself to us that she was Senior Officer Strait. She then said, "This is a routine checkpoint stop. Where are you two heading today?" I recall that Elcha responding, "I'm on delivery run." Elcha then asked, "Officer, is everything okay?"
So, as you were with Miss Elcha Parker, how did Miss Elcha Parker respond to Officer Strait?
Elcha refused, saying that she felt uncomfortable and demanded to know whether officer had a warrant or not. A senior officer insisted that, suggesting that Elcha and I would be released if we had nothing to hide.
So can you tell us further about how she reacted to it?
She was uncomfortable, and Elcha then reached her hand for a straight ball in her pocket, which she usually has. And when the police asked her about what she was reaching for, she then said that was straight ball. But Senior Officer Strait took the opportunity to grab Elcha and violently pushed her against our car. Then Officer Strait conducted the first search.
Okay, so at the end of the search, what did Officer Strait find?
Officer Strait found a straight ball and a small electronic scale. He then advised that she would need to confiscate the scale, and then she said that she needs to take a car search. But the first search revealed nothing out of interest.
So, Miss Dane, can you tell us how was the car search conducted?
Elsha and I were standing on the sidewalk when Officer Strait undertook the search. I recall Senior Strait began the search in the back seat of the car, then moved to the trunk of the car. Both Officer Strait and Fai spent a lot of time to searching the trunk of Elsha's car. From where I and Elsha were standing, it was difficult to see what exactly they were doing.
So, what did Officer Strait say after the completion of the search?
After the search, Officer Strait advised Elsha that she was under arrest and proceeded to place a handcuff on her. She then escorted Elsha to her police car.
Thank you, Miss Dane Carrier. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, Madam Defence Advocate. Do we have cross-examination from the prosecution, please?
Thank you, Your Honor. So the prosecution would like to start with the cross-examination.
Yes.
Good morning, Ms. Dan Carrier.
Good morning, prosecutor.
So first of all, my question is that you are helping Eltra Parker with her delivery on March 1st, 2021. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's correct.
You were on the way to the party at that night. Is that correct?
No. We had planned to go to the party, but we're not in a rush.
So you felt nervous when police stopped you at the checkpoint. Is it correct?
Can you repeat the question?
You felt nervous when the police stopped you at the checkpoint. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's correct.
At the checkpoint, Senior Officer Strait informed you that he would conduct the free search. Is that correct?
Yes.
Senior Officer Strait has informed you that after conducting the search, if you do not hide any dangerous weapon, you can continue the delivery. Is it correct?
Yes.
Eltra Parker holds an aggressive attitude to Senior Officer Strait. Is it correct?
No, she felt uncomfortable.
Okay. So Eltra Parker yelled to the Senior Officer Strait. Is it correct?
No.
Eltra Parker had something inside the pocket. Is it correct?
Yes, it's straightforward.
So Eltra Parker was searching for that thing when Senior Officer Strait asked for the search, correct?
Yes.
And later on, Senior Officer Strait found an electronic scale inside the front pocket of Eltra Parker. Is it correct?
Yes. Yeah, it's correct because Elsha were chemical energy steering.
Yes, thank you. So your answer is correct. Your answer is yes. So I would like to proceed. Then the police started to search the car. Is it correct?
Yes.
And after the car search, Senior Officer Strait found a large bag which contained the white powder. Is it correct?
Yes.
And within that moment, Officer Strait also found a large bag with a large amount of money as well. Is it correct?
Yes.
So after the car search, Officer Strait has arrested Eltra Parker, correct?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Dan Carrier, and thank you, Your Honor. That will be all for the cross-examination.
Yes, thank you. Do we have any re-examination for Diane Carrier?
No questions for re-examinations, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Now, does that conclude the witnesses for the defence?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you for that. Now, so I think we'll proceed now.